Is there any particular age when somebody applies that they're more likely to get Social Security disability benefits than other ages?
There are ages which make it less difficult to qualify for Social Security, but an individual of any age, from birth on, can qualify for Social Security under the appropriate circumstances. Now, a child has not engaged in substantial gainful activity, but if the child is disabled and the parent is either disabled or deceased, then the child can qualify based upon the earnings of the deceased parent.
Okay.
But if you are the worker, the ages are a significant factor in there. In making the determination, the judge will consider not only your medical problems, but they consider age, also education, and prior work experience, as well as your medical problems. The agency uses what they call a medical vocational guideline, or a grid. And under that, the individual can be determined to be disabled or not disabled.
Now, before we go any further, that grid you're talking about, that's in these Code of Federal Regulations also, just like the sequential evaluation process. Is that right?
That's right. And what it does is it states that an individual lists an age, then it says, considers your education, and then it considers the limitations that you are under, and then based on that, the grid will say you are or are not disabled. Now, as I said, that does not include individuals where their functional limitations also include medical or non-physical limitations. For example, sight, hearing, and psychiatric problems would be among them.
Right.
Now, under that grid, it's very difficult, or at least the most difficult, is for individuals under the age of 50. All individuals under the age of 50 are considered in the same category unless the individual is 45 and illiterate. Then there are some additional changes. But at the age of 50, the government has already determined that if you didn't do certain types of jobs in the past, you would not be required to do that type of work in the future. For example, at the age of 50, if an individual had never had a sit-down or sedentary type of job, sedentary jobs would be eliminated from consideration as to whether you could do other work. They would always consider whether or not you could do sedentary work if you had previously done sedentary work. But at 50, if you have not done sedentary work, they will consider or you disabled at that time. They do not require you to do sedentary work, theoretically, even if it were possible for you to do it.
It's sort of like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
That's it. The older the individual, the less adjustment he is expected to be capable of making with respect to future jobs.